All right, let's talk about the most powerful, invisible marketplace that runs pretty much everything in our modern world, the attention economy. But before we dive in, let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your phone? Seriously, was it in the last minute, the last 5 minutes? Maybe you don't even remember doing it. That tiny, almost automatic habit, that's our doorway into the huge system we're about to unpack.
So what is the attention economy really? Well, put simply, it's a marketplace where your focus isn't just something you do, it's the product being sold. In this world, your mind is both the cash you're spending and the thing being bought. Every single second you spend looking at a screen is being gathered up, packaged, and sold to whoever wants it most.
To really get it, it helps to think of this whole thing less like a normal economy and more like a modern-day gold rush.
And that's not just a catchy phrase. In a world with way too much information, the one thing that's actually rare is our focus, right? There's only so much of it to go around. It's incredibly valuable, and entire industries have popped up just to figure out how to mine it from us. So yeah, your attention, it really is the new gold.
And this gold rush, it didn't just happen overnight. It started out pretty small, actually. Back in 1994 with the very first banner ad on a website, kind of quaint now. But then in the 2000s, social media exploded. And that just supercharged the whole system. And now we live in a world of incredibly smart, algorithm-powered feeds that are designed to harvest our attention 24/7.
So how exactly do they pull it off? I mean, what are the actual mechanics? Let's take a look at how you get hooked.
And I want you to pay really close attention to that word, engineered. That endless scrolling you do, that's not a personal failing or a lack of willpower. It's the intended result of systems that are deliberately designed to exploit our basic human psychology. They're built to tap right into our brain's ancient craving for new things and social approval.
And this, right here, is the engine that drives the whole machine, the dopamine feedback loop. It's a wickedly simple, 4-step process. First, you do something. You scroll, you post a picture. Then you get a little reward, a like, a comment. That reward gives your brain a little hit of dopamine, that pleasure chemical, which feels great. And that good feeling trains you, it conditions you to do it all over again, and again, and again.
And this pulls back the curtain on the biggest illusion of the digital age, the idea that any of this is free. Oh, you're paying, all right? You're just not using money. You give your time and your focus, and they get ad revenue. You give your personal data, and they build these incredibly detailed profiles to target you better. You give your likes and clicks, and in return, you hand over control of what you see and think about.
But all of this whole transaction, it's not without consequences. It all comes with a cost, a hidden price tag that we are all paying, whether we realize it or not.
I mean, just think about your own feed. 1 second, it's some urgent, breaking news that you have to know about. The very next second, it's some wild conspiracy theory designed to make you angry or afraid.
And then poof, it's totally trivial celebrity gossip. That emotional whiplash, it's constant.
So after that chaotic ride, let me ask you a real question. Who was in the driver's seat for what you just saw? Was it your conscious choice, or was it an algorithm that has been fine-tuned for one thing and one thing only, to keep you engaged no matter the cost?
And the personal cost of this constant engagement is becoming impossible to ignore. Study after study is linking heavy use of these platforms to some really serious outcomes, like skyrocketing anxiety, our attention spans getting shorter and shorter, and a measurable rise in depression.
But the cost isn't just personal, it's societal. And this is so important. Because when you can control a population's attention, you control the stories they see and believe. And when you control the narratives, you ultimately control power. This is how misinformation spreads like wildfire, how we become so polarized, and how the very foundations of things like democracy can be shaken.
Okay, I know that sounds incredibly bleak, but this isn't a story of despair. It's really a call to action. So let's talk about what it looks like to start reclaiming your own mind. The good news is we are not powerless here. We have options. Breaking the cycle can start with personal choices, like practicing digital minimalism or just being more mindful about how we use technology. But it also has to involve bigger, collective actions, like demanding better business models from these companies, supporting digital literacy in our schools, and using tools that are actually designed to protect our focus instead of selling it.
And what is so crucial to understand is that this isn't just about self-care or taking a weekend digital detox.
In a world that literally profits from your distraction, choosing to reclaim your attention is a profound act of resistance. It's you saying, "My mind is not for sale."
And you are absolutely not alone in feeling this way. I mean, just look at a number this big. This represents a huge, growing movement of millions of people all over the world who are deciding they want to be the masters of their own minds again.
So we're going to end with this final thought. Everything humanity has ever accomplished, our art, our science, our entire civilizations, all of it started with focused attention. It is our most precious, most creative resource. The question for our time is simple, but the answer, well, the answer is going to define our future. Who owns yours?